Hello and welcome back to another episode of Power Rangers Lore. Today we're going to talk about the Venjix Computer Virus, also known as Evox. We will be talking about this main antagonist of the RPM series and surprisingly of the Beast Morphers series. Now, let's get down to it. What was he, where did he come from, and what is he doing here? Now, Venjix was a computer virus created by none other than Dr. K in the RPM storyline, which is an alternate universe of the main storyline, and would appear as the major antagonist the entire way through. He is a super smart computer virus that continued to be thwart the efforts of the Power Rangers as well as conquer the world nearly to the entire extinction of humanity except for the dome city of Corinth. Now, if you've already watched some of my other videos, you know that I've talked about the entire Power Rangers RPM series, all the Rangers. I have not talked about Dr. K yet, but we will get to that eventually. Now, let's talk more about him. He was created by Dr. K as a way to escape Alphabet Soup, a company that was basically using her intelligence to get what they wanted out of her and then eventually remove her. Now, she was eventually going to be killed by Alphabet Soup, and, well, it failed. They did not kill her, and she was able to make an escape when Venjix made its attack. Now, Venjix was created for her just to make an escape, and they was put some fail-safes into her, but it did not get in before they pulled her away. It was able to leak throughout the entire internet and grow stronger and stronger until eventually it became its own sentience and took over a large percentage of the computers on that world of Earth. Now, it would continue for a long time and nearly kill all of humanity, basically using nuclear weapons and every other designation it can to wipe out humanity, creating its own army of grinders and mechanical monsters. Now, the Rangers, also created by Dr. K, would continue for some time and do battle against them, and it would realize that it could not break into the Dome City of Corinth without an alternate plan, and that was to create human cyborgs to basically infiltrate and destroy it from within. This plan would go on through the entire series. You would find this out early on through the Ranger Black, also known as Dylan, who was part machine himself, who escaped the camps, but was slowly being turned fully into a machine. Now, at the end of the series, you find out that he was not the only one within the city, but many had already infiltrated, or without them even being aware of this. Now, they would eventually destroy Venjix after him taking several forms, because normally he was just a red eye like Hal from Space Odyssey 2001, and he would be very threatening, but he was able to download his consciousness to several different forms, with him being able to basically said if he was destroyed, go back to his original form and hide out there. At the end of the series, he would, at the last second, transfer his consciousness, as he did before, instead of to his home body back there at the home base, but into the Red Ranger Morpher, which would then be put away, as they were thinking not needed to use these anymore. How this Morpher would get over to the other end, we don't know, but it came to the Prime Universe of Beast Morphers, which have basically had a much bigger connections in the past, where basically they all know each other going on. It's probably conceived through all the crossover episodes and early on in Megaforce, as well as other prior series going on. Now, we would not really know about what would happen. We know the Morpher would get over there and be experimented on, along with another little system here, and that would be through the young scientist known as Nate Silva. He was basically creating a new type of Morpher, and for basically his world, the main universe, or not RPM, for Beast Morphers, he was fully experimenting on and decided to mix some DNA of a snake as well as some energy from the morphing grid, or MorphX. So this would continue on. He would experiment it, though through this fusion, a portion of Venjix virus would escape the Morpher and basically became Evox, a Cobra-like avatar. Now, we would not know that Evox and Venjix were the same thing until near the end of Beast Morphers, where it was revealed that by Venjix, as he's basically found a new form, several different times shifting different forms, that they were the one and the same. It was kind of confusing at first, but then as explained later on, that essentially when he was brought over here, he lay dormant until eventually he was able to rebuild himself. Now, he was able to fully rebuild himself and take back his original voice as Venjix, and really call himself Venjix again, when he went back to the laboratory that created where he was created and the other Rangers, and essentially re-downloaded himself again, and would continue on from there. Now he would kill one of the Rangers at the same time and try to become the god of the morphing grid, as well as wipe out all of humanity, and would several times nearly be destroyed by the Rangers throughout the series, but would in the end finally be destroyed by them. Now this is a great reimagining this character. I didn't see it at first. I only recently finished the series for Beast Morphers, and I was really surprised, going, holy crap. But it was a really good attempt, bringing a villain several series away back and explaining that he wasn't defeated. Whoever the writers are did a fantastic job doing this. He could, if you think back, you can easily watch the series where he was using human avatars, just like he was using human, half cyborg, half human robots as essentially his lackeys the entire time. It's the same type of thing, and I really like that. It was just a really impressive thing. He was a super genius and was able to basically play the whole, I'm the bad guy, but I'm also a real threat, not like you can't kill me any easier than normal. Now, what is your guys' opinion of Venjix and Evox? I think I like him a lot. At first I thought Evox was just run of the mill, but as time went on, I kind of started to understand him more and more, and I fully really liked him to basically continue on going. I hope they bring him back one more time, like he escaped somehow again and is just part of the morphing grid, or is the dark side of the morphing grid. We never know. Now, we know several different things that basically Dr. K had to come back to basically give a pep talk to Nate, basically saying, you didn't create him, I created him, and you just made him worse, but guess what, we're both going to stop him together, or you're going to stop him. And overall, I think he was a great villain. He was able to shift throughout the entire series of RPM, and later on several different times, from just a animal computer virus, and continuing going on to this major threat. It would possess human bodies, and going on to his own form to later try to become the god of the morphing grid. He would even possess the body of Mayor Daniels for a few episodes of the last episode of the first season, and more than, I would say, about 5 to 6 episodes of second season, until it was revealed that basically they are one and the same. Through this, he was only able to have to keep taking Morph X to keep himself from being essentially destroyed, and basically being devoured completely, and keep maintaining his humanoid facade. Now, it's pretty interesting going back and forth why he was needing Morph X, more and more going on, but that's basically it. What is your guys' opinion on this character? I really liked him, as I said before previously, and I also agreed basically that if they keep making Morph X, they're going to make more villains come to Earth for this reason. So we'll see what goes there. Now, we will continue end that here, and I hope you guys have a good one. Thank you guys again, and be safe. May the power protect you always.